Why are we cut off? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hold on.
Are we live? Hey, hey, hey.
All right, all right, all right.
Okay, Matthew McConaughey, you looking good.
Oh,
Got your
man.
colors on. I got Sean's crusty old sweatshirt on. You got like real clothes and patterns and styles. Go
Barely.
this way. This way. Hi.
Barely.
It's good to
Hmm.
see you.
You too, girl.
How are you?
Alive. Guess I can say.
How's your night going?
Uh,
HRU. You don't get what I'm doing.
I know, trolling. I'm full.
I'm joking. You.
The itis right now.
We're like, ooh. I had a good hefty portion of that box of egg rolls, spring rolls, vegetable, whatever, and then two good slices of chocolate cake. So I'm good.
Yes, yummy. You got that? Yummy, yummy. Um,
I feel like the stuff we're supposed to talk about tonight, we've been talking about all damn day
we
long.
prepared too much.
We were texting from the moment I woke up till just now.
I'm over it. I'm over.
Right? We done did the work. Thank you. Good night.
We've done it. Oh, excuse me. Ugh,
Woo!
hot up in here.
Hey.
Let's let the IGers know the IG folks.
What do you do to let them? Do you go live or do you just send out something or what do you do?
I do both, but I gotta find the link
Mm.
for the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
One day, I'm sure there's an app for that. Ooh, that looked good. I know it's not. It was vegan
Oh, wait.
too.
What are
Wait,
you looking
vegan?
at?
That
What, the
look.
egg rolls? What are you talking about?
Who is this? Oh, I don't think it's vegan. That looked good though. I'm gonna look up a vegan version. Cheese potato bread baked in a frying pan. That looked good.
I cannot wait to move.
What?
Girl, I gotta send you.
Oh, Lord it be. Lord it be. Lord it
Y'all
be.
need to send prayers, thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. All right, y'all.
I
You gotta pray for Sister Emily.
can't. I really can't.
I'm trying, girl. Trying to survive.
I used that audio of you singing that on
Oh,
the beginning of that reel that I posted earlier this week. Oh, Lord. I've never put this much thought into um well there's no background. I guess I don't know who like if anybody's watching or anybody's still here, but like I've
we got
never
two
put this
people
much
watching. Hey, unstructured.
okay, this much
You gotta
thought
check
into
yourself.
race. I know because I was like, wait, we're live? Because I looked in the the countdown said like 4 minutes. I was like, what? We've been on for 4 minutes? Meanwhile, I'm over here like adjusting my bra and I do stuff like,
Yeah,
was I on camera the whole time?
no, it was live before.
You so calm. You're like, no, it's fine. Relax. So we're supposed to
Unstructured,
be
how you
talking.
doing? Thanks for joining us.
Oh, where my flags at? Where my flag?
Oh
We're
shoot.
supposed to be talking about relationships today.
Oh yeah,
More
relationship.
specifically, Momo's relationships. Oh.
I'm trying to get bro and Laud.
I
Trying
need
to get
some nieces and nephews
yay
with
yay.
2 legs.
Not two legs, boo.
You gave me 2 4-legged ones.
Live tonight, going live. All right,
Oh my goodness.
there.
So over the past week,
I'm listening.
you've been showing me. I'm speaking, I guess, for everybody to hear, whoever's here. But
Excuse
Mo's
me.
been showing me her Tinder activity.
Shame.
It is shameful, though. It really. Like, after today, okay, Mo and I went through like I wanted to see what her type was, but and so she screenshotted her phone, screen recorded or whatever, and showed me, and it was so cool to see, like almost like I was in your brain, like you're like nope, left or whatever, left, and then I don't think you ever had an immediate right. You stopped, you paused, you scrolled very thoughtfully until you saw something. You did one little something to let you know either yeah, this is good or no. It was interesting.
Like ain't nobody got time for that.
And then the volume of people, I don't know how. I don't know how. That's
I feel
I
like they're
still think
mostly bots.
see that's terrible. And then they got you paying for stuff. I mean, it's all. I wonder how much of it is the money stuff. Like
It's
we'll just tell these people what they want. Yeah, but not
like
only
that.
that,
Did you
but
watch
like,
last night, late night tonight, or last night tonight with John Oliver. That was
oh, I haven't watched that yet.
good. Hi,
I should
Enu's
check it out.
Entertainment. We're on YouTube. You can join us on YouTube at Two Girls Shooting the Shit.
TGSTS, baby.
How do I post this? There we go.
And it's just interesting to see how people see themselves or what they see of themselves that they think they should share with other people. Because
Yeah.
some of the stuff was
Like why? Why like there's no filter, like nobody
yeah.
raised you? Like
Well,
why?
I mean, it's anonymous until it's not. So I mean, you can do whatever you want,
Yeah.
but and I'm sure there's somebody out there that's like, yeah, okay, I like that. Like there
Remember
was
there
one
was
guy
one
that
that was stupid that was like, what is it? Let me dip inside or something like a grown man or something. It was just like Who is like are
I
people
remember I saw that earlier today. Just being nasty, but like poetically.
yeah,
You
like
know,
it's
it's
on
a
their
rhyme.
profile, so not to me, but just like in their profiles.
But some people, I mean, I guess everybody's out here looking for everything. You
Yeah.
can feel
And then a
saying
lot
catch
of those ones were like, I'm a red flag, I'm emotionally unavailable, or I want you to be like, and it's just
it's a joke.
why are you
They're making a light of it or whatever.
they're trying, but it's like it's a red flag.
Yeah, it is. You're like, you are absolutely correct, sir.
Yeah.
One of them had red flags, and I remember it said emotionally unavailable or something like that. And it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, like let's not talk to each other or and then some like you told me feedback like I sounded angry and stuff because I'm like people don't have home training like this,
You
but
know, you said that though. Even the way you said it, you had a little.
right,
They don't have
it's
home
right.
training. Like
But
you.
people put that in their profiles and that has worked for me before. Where I
Do they come at you like I've got home training?
like
It gives them something to
tell you
say.
like back in the day when I put it, I was like, you need to write me first and say something from my profile, blah blah blah. And then
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, I really should do that. And he was like, oh, he asked me something like I had a picture of me making drinks or something like that. And he was like, oh, blah blah blah. And we just started talking, and then we was making some drinks, like so.
Hey. Drinks, drinks,
We was
drinks.
making
Drums and drinks. No, we don't do that.
we was
Um,
making drinks, yo.
but that's part of what I mean. And this is unstructured. If you're still here, any men are watching. Like this is not a dig on y'all or whatever. But so, like we were talking about it earlier, and it's like sometimes you have to tell a man what you tell him. This is how you come at me.
Hello.
Okay, this is how you know what? Why isn't telling me that there's a toilet seat for every?
What?
Not for everyone. Some people out here in these streets.
Like there's not one for Mo. Mo ain't got a lid.
but being very like forward with it, just saying, hey, like this is what you need to do. Okay, I know what I like, so this is how you have to come at me,
Mm,
or I'm not paying attention. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
yeah.
But
It kind of worked out because he was like, wow, he did it, followed the directions, like,
exactly, that's a test in itself. Can you follow the directions?
right?
Did you read this first? That shows he read your profile. He wasn't just trying to send a generic message. You know,
Exactly.
what's he doing these days?
I don't know. He be on the live sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
So, yeah. What's this?
It's like a beach towel light throw kind of thing.
Nice. Oh, I
Nice.
just scratched my leg. I didn't mean to. Oh, no.
Girl.
My cat cut open my leg. I
Oh
was
my
trying
goodness.
to clean, but they won't let me.
Momo's sick, you guys. Send her all the healing good vibes.
Yeah.
Because she's not feeling well.
I'm trying to survive.
She's stuck in the house. Stuck in the house.
I was trying to get away from these cats and they won't let me. And then I
They
just
love their mama.
accidentally scratched it. Now I'm gonna die probably shortly.
Really? I can't with you. You're like, now I'm gonna die. Remember my
Yeah.
last will and testament is under my blanket in the back closet.
But thanks to everyone who's watching, who's come through on Instagram. I'm gonna go ahead and close Instagram. That was just kind of to let you all know we're on YouTube, sending you the link so you can join us. So I will get off of that.
You're so professional.
I can focus on you. Well, let me
Yes.
take care of this cut first before.
Yes, please. Get some antiseptic.
Ooh, ow, ooh, burn.
Ooh.
It burned. Ooh.
Are you watching this? This girl. First aid on the camera. Shit. She's over here spraying her.
Ooh.
Was that like a
tradition? Well,
tradition?
liquid
What
band.
was that? Oh, ooh, you're really trying to close it up.
Yeah.
But we promise everybody relationship talk.
We talk about relationships, something I don't know about. but I can't communicate. This is the
Mo
problem.
looks comfortable, he said.
Just like with us, you always think I'm mad at you. I'm like, I'm not mad at you, man.
Y'all, we don't like for us being as good friends as we are, we have terrible
But we
communication.
get to we get to there. We're like,
Yeah, we have to talk it out.
yeah,
But
we're invested in getting
sometimes I'd be like, are we having the same conversation?
right. We be in a different on two different platforms.
Two different. Yep. Mo, you comfortable?
I'm trying to be. I got to take care. Self care.
Self care. But
Don't ban me.
not
Never.
like last week.
How do I make you a moderator? I don't know how to do it.
Just let him say stuff. Even if he says or whatever, we can. I don't know. We'll figure it out later.
Yep. Hey, Chad.
Live and direct.
Live
hey, chat.
Right, too direct. That was some feedback I got from Emily. Too direct.
Today I was just saying whatever. I feel like sometimes I was saying, so I was like, well, maybe I should just stop. It's enough. Like I felt like I don't know. Doses.
Small doses.
Small doses.
I don't want to break
because we've had a whole day of dating. Like that's exhausting.
I don't want to.
Like dating convo.
I don't want to. What did you say? I don't want to break this child's heart.
What? I didn't say that.
No, I'm kidding. Wait, who was this?
What?
Like somebody coming up talking about naked online.
What is this?
Block.
Thank you. Okay, Mo. Coming in with the block.
Wait, how I make broken traditions a moderator?
There's one more video. I didn't know people did that on YouTube. I have never seen that before in my life.
Wow.
Those are comments, though. We could use that. That's engagement.
Right? Look at us getting engaged. Let's see.
But we legit talked from my, what is it, like 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. It's been 12 hours of relationship talk for me.
Dang.
Yeah. And it's exhausting. You okay, Momo?
Yeah, we're gonna come back next week, but wanted to give y'all a sneak peek. Block. Are these different users? But yeah, we had you had some themes though. You had some themes you wanted to talk about.
Well, I mean, coming from the YouTube or the Instagram live, I remember we were talking about running game and playing games.
Yeah, let's talk about
playing the game. Yeah, okay. So running game I think is different than playing the game. Mm-hmm. I think dating is a game. It's a dance. It's like like some kind of like it's something you have to do, and there's a way to do it wrong and a way to do it. I don't know the other word.
Is there though? Like they always say that, and then I see an example of somebody like.
Yeah, but didn't you see the movie? He's just not that into you. Like sometimes it's the rule, not the there's always an exception.
But that guy wasn't there. There was a whole controversy in the rules book, and he's not. All of those books had controversy.
Well, I don't have a book. I just think that, and I don't know that what I'm talking about is playing the game or just
what's the game, and then what's playing the game.
Well, I think, and this is what's kind of messing it up, because this whole past like year and a half, we've been talking about awakening and self-discovery, and
I don't know how to do it. How to do what?
We've talked about codependency and what role that plays in dating, people pleasing, that type of thing. And I think that dating relies heavily on all of those things that we're like trying to be free from. So I think that's one of the things that sucks about it. So if you're like woke or whatever, where'd she go? It's probably hard to play the dating game. Oh my gosh, this is so weird to talk. Like when she's gone, she just goes, bye, see you later. Hey, Skiki Grad. But I do think there's a difference between a running game. We all know what it means to run game. Like you're out here dating 3, 4, 5. Not I say dating loosely. It could be something else, but you're doing whatever you need to do to get intimate or physical with somebody. So that's running game, I think. And I think everybody could probably picture like a movie where there's like a player, like you okay?
Like what was it? The best man, the guy on the best man.
Yeah. Terrence Howard. Was it Terrence Howard? Yeah, he was always trying to, on to the next one, like no real, but he did
Hey,
or said
future.
whatever he needed to do to get there, right? So it's more I feel like that is like outright lying to get
Yeah,
something, so,
manipulation.
like manipulation or whatever. Um, the intention behind it too is different because you're trying to just get one thing. You're not coming in trying to have a relationship or whatever. So
Yeah,
I feel like that's running game.
like a goal. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just that one goal with no interest in anything other than doing whatever you need to do to get to that goal.
And that's pretty common. A lot of people are like, I mean, I'm kind of glad they say that. They're like, I'm emotionally unavailable. Like,
This is what I can provide.
this is it. I mean, but that's
What
just
you got?
me, some ginger beer.
No, no, no.
Yeah. Got
Yeah.
that?
So that's running game. I think that playing the game is just.
Social cues. Like, what is it?
I think it is. I'm old school. I'm like pretty old
What does
fashioned
it
about
mean?
what old school.
Yeah.
Like
Like
when I think
gender
about
roles or
very much on gender roles, and I know that's probably not a popular thing to say, but I
dude,
do think.
girl.
And now I'm going to. I will. But like I do think saying that could get you into a bunch of trouble. Okay, so the only thing I have experience with is straight cis het relationships, flirting, whatever. So I don't know, because I know men and women communicate differently. So if two men or two women are trying to communicate, they probably have a whole different, I bet it's a different experience, whatever. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just, I don't know.
Let us know.
Yeah, I would love to know. But I think it is in the way you approach people. I think one thing that women are especially good at doing is sizing people up. And I think that may come from like a safety standpoint to begin with. But I mean, we are good at like looking at somebody. You and I have had a lot of conversations about what you can see in someone's eyes.
Yeah. I didn't want to say there was a guy and I just looked at him and I got scared. I was like,
yeah, you don't want that.
Beating my ass,
Right? So then you're going to go on a date with this stranger.
Right? And it was like, but he was kind of cute in this one picture, and the words were nice, but it's like, no, you got to trust your gut. I don't know.
That first mind
person, but I don't know.
And that's unfortunate, but something in you said no. So
the
ancestors, right? But in the eyes, what else did we talk about? I think I think I've said this to you, but I think it's my understanding that I feel like I've observed that there needs to be different approaches for different types of people.
Yeah.
And it's like and I guess that's why having these conversations, like it's not always, you said there's always an example of somebody who's done it. So yeah, of course it's not like a one size fits all approach. Do you hear kids? My life. I don't know. I mean, you know what I mean when I say play the game, right? You play the game.
Yeah.
Dress cute. You give them little flirty eyes, What are we listening to tonight?
They changed the music.
How dare they?
Listen to some dance pop. Yeah, it's like a courting, like I don't know. It's like an invitation.
Yeah, the dance. Yeah. Bridgerton.
It's like
court me.
Like I started watching The Winning Game or Winning Time or whatever. It's kind of it's like you do whatever you can to woo them.
I can't hear you, girl. This music is
to woo them into the shit show. That's actually.
Oh, when they were trying to get Magic to sign with them. Yeah. It's a sinking ship. We don't have any money, nothing, but we got to pretend like.
Yeah, we got to finesse.
Yeah, so basically you have to finesse until there's buy-in.
Yeah, because if you don't, then it's like people don't have any reason to buy in.
No, they don't. Like if you.
I already see this already. Like I don't care.
Like the therapy stuff, like you had posted on Instagram. Like you're like, "Where's my copay?" It's like, That's not a way to entice someone to want to come in and learn more about you. It's just complaints and problems and
diarrhea of the mouth, no questions, like not asking me questions about myself or any, like just basically I've noticed this before. like I've sat at bars with I don't know if she's here, but I sat at bars with Adrielle, and we have
Uh-huh.
sat next to people where it's just the woman being talked at, and she's completely content with that.
Not
Like,
talked
she's not
at.
like,
That
yeah,
sounds terrible. Like
yeah.
she's just like,
I'm like, I don't ever want to be in that kind of predicament where, but yeah, they talk at you, and so I experienced that, and it's just like you're sitting here talking at me.
that sounds terrible.
You're like brain dumping a lot. I'm getting a lot right now. I'm getting a lot. Like I'm knowing family history and childhood traumas and everything, and
It's
I've
the
only known
first
it
date.
for like an hour. Like, yeah, it's not cool.
That's terrible.
And I know I'm a vulnerable person. Like I know I share more than I should probably, but it's just for me a safety thing. Like for me, it just feels like
Yeah.
I just want to let out some pieces, but like you said, it's layers. It's not just
Yeah. Well, and you know what? And take this how you want. Not everybody gets to have all of you.
exactly. Yeah.
So,
But they're bits and pieces. Like people never know half of the stuff. Like I share a lot, but I'm not sharing everything, you know?
of course. I don't think anybody, well,
Well,
except for that person you described,
yeah.
is sharing everything, or they're sharing the wrong things. I think that's important too. And then maybe that
Yeah.
ties into the social cues that you were saying before, but just like read the room, you
Yeah,
know?
it's the room. And I think like I don't really know how to redirect it. So when people do that, I kind of will ask questions. I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I did that too." Blah blah blah. Or I went here. Blah blah blah.
Uh-huh.
But I did have someone one time say, "Oh, I was nervous, and that's why." Like I didn't.
I feel like that's a nervous trait. Like that's something
Yeah.
you do when you're nervous. It's just blah, 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 blah. You either clam up like me and don't say anything, or you just can't stop talking.
Mhm. I don't know
So-
what I do. I think I do both. I mean, I not can't stop talking.
You're
But
like,
I'm up. But yeah, just trying to read the room or try to like you can give grace. Sometimes you can tell if a person is nervous or something and try to make
and
them.
that's cute. I mean, it can be cute, you know.
I'm nervous too. Like I get nervous too.
But it makes you human.
It's human. Like it's like a vulnerability. Like you're being sized up basically, and you got to be okay with that. And I think that's. Oh, we had the other situation where I was like talking to somebody with the language barrier. Remember? And I was like, "Oh, you seem frustrated with the language barrier." And he was like, "Oh, I thought you didn't like me, so I had to protect myself."
Oh,
And I'm
that's
just-
hard too. I see. This is again another thing about social media and apps. Since I'm like, I'm lotioning up. Sorry, my hands are
Really,
dry.
girl, what you finna do?
I'm just trying not to hurt anybody like I got hurt yesterday. Keep these hands soft. What were you saying?
I don't know. I was just saying about that person who was like, "Oh, I thought I didn't like him because I, asked, remember I asked
Oh,
back, I was like, that was kind of abrupt. Like,
I think I think that's the thing that is a plus because we had stories like Monica's where she like met somebody, she moved to another country, met somebody, and that kind of a thing can happen. But I also feel like how much harder would that be? Like if you can't communicate,
that's
you don't know
probably
the language,
save some time.
then you just got to be kind to each other and
I
hope
don't
that
know.
arranged marriages. Like I feel like that was probably kind of legit.
Yeah, I would have done it.
Yeah, like if your parents, let your parents vet or whoever the elders of your family or whatever, and then you meet, and if it's compatible, then yeah.
What do they call it? Like the
Figure it out.
illusion of choice or something like that. Like
The what?
illusion of choice or something like that. Like I don't know, not even illusion, but we just have so many choices now that
Too
people
many.
pick.
Too many. Yeah, they never pick. Like, have you ever done? Like, I feel like I've done that a lot. If there's like a lot of choices of Lolas,
Like a menu. Ugh.
Lolas, martinis, what are we gonna order? Oh
Chocolate.
my gosh, just yeah, and you just get the same one over and over again.
Chocolate and sour apple. My basic.
I did cantaloupe and chocolate.
I think there was
Same thing with
another one,
chocolate.
I forgot the flavor, like maybe a Cosmo or something that somebody did, and like I copied it, but that was it. Always chocolate. It started off
I
sour.
love that spot. That was
Yeah.
a cute little place.
It was. It doesn't exist anymore. I mean, it's something else now.
Really? It's a what?
It's something else now.
Oh,
It's not
I thought you said
last
the
time
name
I
was
was
something.
there. Yeah. But yeah, that was
Really?
a big old martini. Ah, fun
That was
times.
a long time ago.
But yeah, we
Yeah,
went
it
back
wasn't
to
expensive.
2009
We
or
did.
2000. I don't know, remember 2008,
I had
2012.
Sean with me.
Yeah.
So I know that, yeah. So yeah, 2000,
So we made it
2010
back.
at least, 2009, 2007, yeah.
It was a nice reunion.
It was. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yep. But
Yeah, that's sad. That's sad when like places close up. They're just not there anymore. It's like, dang, really? Especially
memory,
if it was a
memory.
spot.
Just like I had the what was it, Cha Cha Cha? That's where I have my going away with LA,
Mm,
and that
I
was
didn't go to. Why didn't I go to that?
because yo man. Just kidding.
My little man. Stop. Stop. Anyways, so Mo, what do you bring to the table?
Nothing. Myself.
What do you think that is, though? This is like putting you on the spot because this is
I
an
don't know.
awkward question to answer.
No, I
What
mean,
do you like? What do you think you like?
I don't think I bring anything to the table but myself. So you just gotta want
But
myself.
what is that?
That's what I'm about. I'm a. That's what I was saying.
Sorry.
I am a. Just I don't know. Like I'm a vibe. I don't know. I'm a decent person. I am a good listener. I'm an encouraging person. I like to do stuff. I'm fun.
I'm gonna post this later.
know, you have no idea. Like I'm just myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's nothing. It's just an energy. Like I don't know. It's just that, just like uh, friends. I don't know. It's just like people gravitate towards it.
I thought you were gonna say people gravitate towards me.
No,
You'll be like,
yeah,
okay.
to the energy for sure.
I was
But
like,
I think
okay.
it goes along with that idea of me versus who I actually.
Talk about that.
I don't know because I'm like I don't know who I am. Like I'm a work in
You're like,
progress.
I don't know about that.
But I think
I
people
hate that.
energy.
I
Yeah.
feel like I've run into that before. And for some reason I feel like that's probably the problem for like all these like celebrity people who have problems, like Halle Berry, whatever. The idea of Halle Berry or like Sofia Vergara, oh my God, they're like so, and then you realize they're a regular, real person
Yep.
or whatever. And so I think that can be a problem when you've had like long-term crushes on somebody. You've idealized this person in your head, and then when you get them, it's like, man, you got like the roses and the thorns, and you got all the things I gotta,
Yeah.
So the idea is kind of better. The expectation of that person is better.
But I'm like, what is it like? I don't know. I'm like, what could be so bad about a person where you just like, oh, I can't do it. Like this is, I don't know. I feel like with you, for instance, like when I met you, you kind of like you have this aura. Like I can't say you brought this to the table, but you just have this aura about you, and
like not taking inventory. Like it's just this is what it is. Which some days it's this, some days it's that.
yeah, it was just like you had an energy and an aura about you, and I knew the only time we had a conflict, you didn't even know there was a conflict, and I didn't know how to communicate it. That one time we both weren't talking to each other, basically, and then we just broke the ice again. So I mean,
okay, so here's a question, and it's relationship focused or whatever, having to do with that. Is like, do you feel like when you're having communication with your friends or new potential friends, there's something different about it than when you're having conversations with potential like dates or like potential relationship people? Like, is extra put on it from either party, do you feel?
I feel like more is put on it on the dating side. Like they put too much into it, whereas friends are just being themselves. They're just in the moment.
Right.
They're not trying to
because there's no expectation.
Yeah. They're like, oh well, I don't like you. Some people do try to people please, and that's a red flag. You can't fake your soul. You can't fake who you are. But yeah, I try to have empathy or understand. But yeah, like I feel like with dating, people put way too much on, and I've been guilty of that. I've definitely been guilty of that. Um, versus where friends, it's kind of like, and even when dates turn into friends, like I said, like the guy will come on lives and stuff from way back in the day when we were making cocktails, and it's just like, or even people from New York. Like it's just interesting. Like there's no hard feeling. It's like we don't hate each other. It's just like not a vibe, not a match. And so I think that's a level of maturity, and then also a level of I like you as a human being. Like this
Yeah,
didn't
we have fun. Yeah.
as a human being, like you know,
Yeah. I don't
and
talk to
more
anybody. No, none of that. No, no.
people who people who people people who become friends even afterwards. Sometimes they're even nicer than
When
when
they were trying to.
when it was dating, because the awkward piece
That's what I'm saying. What is the extra layer of pressure that's put on the situation? Like, why is it?
or something
it
like an
or
outcome.
the it's yeah, it's based on an outcome. You need the outcome.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the point of the exchange?
Yeah. So now, but then why is it like that? Why does there have to be an outcome?
Mm-mm. Other than just being present in the
Yeah,
moment and
in the
having a good
moment.
time.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
because we're a mess. That's why.
Humans are a mess.
Transactional. If
Yeah.
I'm doing this, I need to get this, or
Mm.
something has to come from this. Otherwise it's a waste.
Yeah.
There's
So
no other.
yeah, that's a good point. Whereas with your friends, you're more in the moment, just in the present. Like you're not saying, "Oh, this has to be this, and this." You know, this is what it is.
Yeah. And there maybe it's because, you know what? I thought about this. Maybe it's because your friends are going to be there. So maybe in the other end, once a relationship forms and you get comfortable, um, that changes. It's not a transactional thing anymore because you get to just enjoy that relationship. I don't know. Maybe it's like once you locked them in, like a friend or something. Like once you're locked in, you don't have the
I'm
pressure.
curious about that. That's what I'm saying. Is your husband coming? He's supposed to join the live.
Girl,
But
been a day.
but I was like as a married person, do you feel like 100% secure? Like do you feel like I'm this is it, my husband, like I'm never gonna feel insecure with my husband? Like I'm asking.
Oh, there's nothing I could do that would make me feel insecure in front of my husband.
I mean, with
Like,
your husband, like would you ever feel like, oh, like
oh, with him.
if something happened, I may lose my husband, or I may not,
Like if something like what happened? Like
I
to
don't
me? I mean, because there's certain things that are like, whoa, that's bad. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what we do with that.
like are there any I don't know, are there any
But
scenarios where you feel like you could lose your husband, like he would leave you or something like that?
I don't have those feelings. Does that sound bad? I feel like that's weird. And maybe that's just the mind of someone who could have their world devastated. You know what I mean? Like I'm not being realistic to things that could happen, whatever. But man, these naked HD XYZs.
Back?
Yeah, sure are. Something's popping up. Why am I seeing the blocked? This is
Yeah, they're
crazy.
blocked. That's why.
Oh, shoot. I don't even know what order these comments are in either.
It's the last one is Kiki Grad, LOL. Who do we have in here? How do we even see? I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on. It's like showing our old videos, but not the comments. Me.
Chad's here. He's like, I'm here.
Hi, Chad. Welcome.
Oh, look at the puppy. I love doggies.
Adorable. Is that two? We had Broken Traditions on last week, who was a dog.
I think my picture, I don't even know. Oh, I'm not on here. Let's say my picture, I tried to change it. I guess it's linked to your Google. Well, for me, my Google account, the picture I have for that.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to change it, and I was like, oh, I don't remember my password for Google. Like, it's so funny. I use it for like the two-factor authenticate, or whatever, to log into everything, but I don't know my password to log into Google.
Lord.
That would be terrible.
My password is.
Oh, girl. I thought you were like, my password is F2. Da, da, da. Have you ever seen, I mean, we're supposed to be talking about relationships. Have you ever seen those notebooks that they have at like Barnes and Noble or whatever, where you write down all your passwords?
No,
like, doesn't that seem like the stupidest thing ever?
Thanks.
Yeah, like a password keeper. Like, I just thought that I was wondering who bought those and who's actually writing out their passwords.
People probably getting it for their grandparents, taking their grandparents' passwords. Let me stop.
That's messed up. That's messed up. So, what are you looking for? Or were you done with me? I don't remember who was talking last.
Oh, I was just curious because I'm like, when does it, like, when do people just feel like, let's let it flow, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I'm just looking for cool people. Like, that's, I always say meaningful human connection, because that takes a lot to get there.
Meaningful what? Meaningful
human connection, where it's not like a transactional. It's not like, I'm using you to, like, I like, this is something like people will be like, I love the way you make me feel. That sounds like a drug. Like, that sounds like,
sounds nasty. It sounds like a 1980s R&B song.
Dang. They back. Oh man.
This is count as engagement. I'm just really excited about this. And she left me. Hold on, let me get a pen. What's your social security number? Oh my gosh. I wish I had my... I'm not logged into YouTube right now, so I can't comment back. Literally, though, we've been texting about relationships since I woke up this morning. So it's been a long day of her sending messages and teaching me like what the difference was between all the apps and stuff. And I was curious, so she sent like a screen recording of like just what Tinder looks like or whatever. It's wild. I don't even know what you guys are doing. It's so crazy. Too many options. For sure, too many options. And I think that could be the problem. I mean, I don't know how you would choose. Where's Mo? Yeah, Chad says, yeah. It is too much. I told Mo on one of the episodes, oh, there you are. I was like, dang, you just leaving me hanging.
Restroom.
Oh, I was just saying that there are too many. Hey, y'all. Sorry. Oh, hey, Adriel. Oh, man. Too many options on the apps. And I don't know how you sift through it all or make sense of it all, or I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. It's a lot to go through. Oh, sorry, I'm late. You're so polite. It is a lot. Anybody want to come into the chat? We have a live chat room if people want to come in. I think some of y'all have the link, but if anyone wants the link, just let us know in the comments. Drop a 1 in the comments and we'll send you the link. But it is a lot to sift through, and it's scary. Like, I sent you like the thing of what Tinder and Hinge, and
I don't think I'd be able to do it. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm scared. Like, I feel like,
yeah, it's scary.
I know that I asked you this on like our dating episode or whatever. But at least we talk about the vetting process or whatever. at least if you meet somebody through work or through school or through your friends, like the quote unquote traditional modes of meeting people, they have that level of vetting. Like, hey, this person works with this guy all day and knows, he's not a psycho. That she
That's
knows.
what they think, is that until they go crazy and then they're like, oh, that was such a great coworker. Never bothered
No,
it.
but if you're gonna go out on a date, at least oh, like Emily knows this person, so she wouldn't tell me. She wouldn't be like, oh yeah, go out with them, girl.
Yeah. Kind of
Whereas
bad.
we're all strangers. They're like complete strangers. That's scary.
Yeah,
I could sell something on OfferUp without being scared of like strangers on the internet.
You have to be. I mean, you see stories, people selling stuff on the internet and them getting killed and stuff. So you never know. It's like Boom Bazooka Joe.
Did you watch? What is that from?
Real World.
Boom Bazooka Joe. I remember that. Have you watched on Netflix Worst Roommate Ever? I think it was.
No, because the title is so misleading. So I was like, oh, this seems interesting. And it was like somebody killing somebody. I was like, no.
Yeah, the worst roommates ever. Wouldn't that be the worst? Like they coming in and
that was some messed up stuff.
Yeah, I watched it and I was like, oh my gosh, like some of these people out there. Like just think about it. Like back in the day, we were literally meeting people off
with nothing.
Craigslist.
Look them up or anything.
Come to my house. Come pick up this thing from here. It was like.
No, I think I was still looking people up back in the day.
I mean, I was like 25, driving 2-3 cities over to go pick up like a bicycle or something. It's like I didn't tell anybody where I went. Oh,
Yodo, and you're still here.
They would never look for me.
Yes, they would. Still standing. But it's hard, yeah. So like you have to think about safety. And I think that also it always comes back to some form of safety. Guys they want that, guys and women, for cishet relationships, they want a sense of safety, security, and then trust, I think, is a part of that safety and security. And a lot of people are like, how do you give trust? Like when do you know it's okay to trust? And a lot of people will just give it immediately. Like they immediately give trust to people, like the scammers, like the Tinder swindler and all of that. Like you mute it, boo.
I couldn't finish. I know my kids were being crazy outside the door. I couldn't finish that. The Tinder, the twin.
Yeah, that's one of those.
That was Tinder swindler.
And it's like those crocodile tears and stuff. Like, come on.
It's like you pulled the money out, girl. I don't know what you were doing.
Right. I feel like they all scam and they're like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pull this out. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It just seems shady. But yeah, I think there's a level of.
It was shady. That's why, because it was shady
for everybody, not just the guys. But yeah, I feel like there's a level of trust, like just like with the Theranos thing. It's like a trust and buy-in, and like with dating, how do you have to just let it go and trust that people are telling you the truth and presenting their authentic selves, and accept that may change. People change, and being okay with that. Again, like not being tied to some outcome.
No. True. I agree.
Ooh, I gotta go. Wait, hold on.
Okay. I have no idea what's going on. Let's see what's going on here. Does anybody here know how to delete comments out of the comment section? If so, please let us know. Monique's choking. Hopefully she's all right. I don't know. I mean, what did you guys... We've been talking about relationships forever. Is there anything that we're missing? What are we missing about relationships?
Yeah.
Maybe they know something. I don't know. Because I made it. Of course, I have notes in a list, and I sent you my notes, my little bullet points.
Well, yeah. What? I think we covered them all. The table.
What, like your basics and your expectations, your non-negotiables, your dreams, or your flexible items that you don't really care about. So like so the list, right?
Shows and stuff. Like I feel like that's stupid. I don't need.
But it's not a list in the sense that you have to have it and you're checking it off.
Yeah.
I think it's a list of getting your thoughts out of your mind so you can see, hey, this is the cut. This is what I like, I guess. Like, I don't know. It's not so much like you got to check everything off the list.
Mm.
But if you want to try and manifest or whatever, I don't know. You're like, no. But I mean, if you want to think about it or just kind of remind yourself of what it is you're looking for.
Yeah, I just see all the qualities, the beautiful qualities I have in all of my. It doesn't do anything. Right clicking, it's okay. I think I'm not on the right platform. Excuse me. But I think it's like we were saying earlier. I mean, I was saying earlier. There's no formula. There's somebody out there who's like, I want to walk around in a diaper and shit myself, and there's somebody out there who's like, I want to wipe it up.
No, Mo.
Saw that on Jerry.
That right there is a red flag. Okay.
Saw it with my own eyes.
That's disgusting. But again, that's the exception.
Yep, the exception to the rule.
Always. Oh. You feel my pain. Feel my pain.
It's awesome. Yeah, I don't know how to do
that. Might have to be on the list because I think you bring it up a lot. The wiping of the folds and the diapers and stuff. We may have to add that to your list.
That's on the list.
I can't even think. That's so nasty.
That's when you're 75. I mean, hopefully y'all got a home health care aid. But no, but I'm
saying, talking about family, like a home health care aid.
People, like, I'm just saying they found each other. Like they find like. So if it's easy for them to find, like, or these people, like, I remember looking and there was this British couple going around like killing kids in the parks and stuff. I'm like, how did you find somebody that specific? Like, yeah, we gonna go out and kill these kids in the park. Like,
what happened?
Yeah, girl, you got to look at a British couple. They were like lure girls and kill them. Yeah.
Like recently?
No, this was like in the 70s.
Oh, 80s. Girl, how am I supposed to know about that?
I mean, recently is probably worse. And I think, oh my God, this was one of those shower thoughts or whatever I had watching SVU. And I think it goes into this trust, this vulnerability, this all of this, and the way people are like taking advantage of people and all of these different things is the human trafficking and all of that. It's because they want to control. They want an object. They want somebody who's not going to tell them no, not going to reject them, not going to do all of these things we've been talking about. So basically like a body.
This grosses me out.
Isn't that sick? A body.
I keep thinking of Liam Neeson. What movie was that? With the trafficking? I don't remember. I have a very specific set of skills or whatever he says. And he saved his daughter.
Yeah. I feel like all of his movies are the same. I think the last one he was taking the Hudson.
I think he's hot.
Hudson River line.
I like that.
Didn't he beat somebody up or call him the N-word?
Probably. Why are you always ruining my... Didn't he call somebody the N-word? I feel like that's happened on more than one occasion.
That's everybody.
Oh, Justin Bieber. I was like, yeah, Justin Bieber. Okay. You're like, no, he called somebody the N-word. Mo was always telling me who's been calling who the N-word.
It makes me mad. I'm like, if John Cusack calling anyone the N-word, I'll be upset. That's unacceptable.
How upset?
I mean, I'm not really supporting him anyway, so ain't no thing.
So do you have basics?
Yeah, the usual. Like,
well, I mean,
I think that's what I was saying is like the qualities that I have in my friends. It's just those same things that I'm looking for. Just kindness, compassionate, sense of humor, a sense of playfulness. Like I think people
that's
are so, people are so like uptight and everything. Like politically incorrect is not the biz.
Taken. Yeah, my husband and I are not politically correct.
Yeah, so people who are like, I remember one time I was at trivia and I jumped up to talk to the bartender or something. This guy, we could tell he was nervous and uncomfortable and was trying to pull me down. And I'm just like, okay, keep your stuff.
Were you on a date?
No.
He was trying to pull you down.
Yeah.
Who was
he? He was a friend. Like, an exploratory committee. Like I don't know.
Excuse me?
Oh God.
That's
How
a good
come you
point.
didn't have the
That's
same
a good point.
family from getting? Because then we wouldn't have a movie to watch. That's
And
why.
the sequel too. There's a sequel, I think. Wasn't it Taken 2?
I feel like I saw those, but they're all the same. They all meld together.
They're all the same, and they're all in like different European countries, and like
Yeah, but that like
blanket
uptightness I can't stand. So I can't do it.
tightness.
So you gotta have a sense of playfulness, a sense of kindness, compassion, communication, able to communicate even when it's uncomfortable. You know, it's important.
Communication's hard.
Well, shoot, we can't communicate.
That's what I'm saying. Today was hard.
But we do it. We make it work. Dude, it's hard. It's hard to communicate, especially like I feel like I go between being too literal and then being too abstract. You know, like
yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah, and so it's
Here's
like,
my thing, though. Here's my thing is my communication style
just boring.
is is different from your communication style, right? We are invested in each other.
Mm-hmm.
So even when there is a disconnect or a miscommunication, like we're not going to be like, ugh, next, like or whatever, because we have that we've already had that buy-in, and so I think that's.
But you have other stuff, like even if it were the beginning and we didn't communicate, like
we had to communicate. We were in a situation where we had to communicate, though.
Yeah, we were pretty good. I mean, we were pretty superficial, you know, like not superficial, you know, but I'm saying we weren't really like getting deep or anything. We were kids. I mean,
there was no deep. Okay,
was happening, but he still wasn't getting deep. Like even all the serious stuff happening around it. And I think that may go back to I don't know, like for me, it was in my later years where I started communicating better, and listening and hearing other people, having some kind of empathy.
Yeah.
So like I can't speak on like the earlier years, and I feel like that's what I was with dating. I didn't really get that far to try because it would just be the beginning stages. So
what's the longest you've dated anybody? Or what you would consider dating somebody?
Well, you know, in LA, I had off and on.
Right.
That was probably the longest over time. I mean, but actually in time, very rare. And then in probably in New York, about a couple months.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like how I'm like, I know that. Yeah, it's that person.
But I've never dated. Like when I say I've never been in a relationship, it means like I've never been someone like, hi, this is Monique. This is my girlfriend, Monique. This is
doing the rounds.
Yeah. This is my
introduced. Yeah.
Not even being introduced, but just like being held out like as that person's companion. Like, I don't know.
But would you remember we did an episode with a friend in the very beginning who did that? Was like so excited to introduce the girlfriend, ran around, interrupted conversation. Remember that? Do you remember? How would you feel in that situation?
I guess like glad he was happy. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't do that, like even when I'm dating, like I'm not like, oh, hey, hey, everybody, here's this.
Labels.
Like, yeah. But I just haven't gotten to that point.
Yeah.
So, but I don't mind.
Now that I think about it, it's awkward.
Like, how did you, like, when was the first time Sean was like, or your husband was like, here?
You can say his name. That's
okay.
Yeah, I've said it so many times. Yeah, that's fine. When was the last time? Like, we married. So he's like, you're my wife.
When he was like, this is my girlfriend.
Well, we met in law school, though. So everybody saw it happening.
Yeah, saw y'all hanging out.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it was just
we all hung out together. So it was,
Yeah.
So I probably like the first time just meeting his parents, probably, because that was really the first like whatever people I met.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting.
Did you feel comfortable?
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I was 30 years old.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Parents don't make me uncomfortable
Mm.
because I don't care what you think.
That's how it should be. Like,
You're not the one.
yeah, it's
I'm be
like,
respectful,
but
but
they also are like in a mirror reflection, like a sign. Like you can kind of see generational stuff and kind of see like behaviors and things like that through the parents. And I would, like I always say, I would want it to be just like, I guess because I hang around so many, like, well, not now because of the pandemic, but in my life, I've just been around so many people and like even older people. And when you go to their house and hang out, have some wine, it's just a natural, like, you're not sitting there, oh, I'm scared, you're not gonna like me. Like, it's just like,
why are you saying that voice?
just vibing with people. That's
It's
all.
real slavish. What was that voice?
Ooh, not slavery. That's some racism on your part.
No, that's what it says. Okay.
Mad at that. But yeah, I don't know.
Mm-mm. It's just not.
That voice mode, lol.
It reminded me of like a movie or something where they were like, "No, man, I can't." You know, like it was a. Never mind.
You know how they say the stream of consciousness or something could be something I saw on TV and don't remember. Pick that up.
Maybe. I feel like I've seen it in a movie. Like that's what it sounded exactly like to me. That's why I was like, okay.
You always brighten up my day. I feel like I feel a little better. I mean, I do have to keep drinking this. So if I stop drinking this, am I just gonna choke? Like, is that
what? What did we?
Like, if I stop drinking this, I'm gonna choke. Like, I'll choke. Watch.
Really?
I don't know how long it's gonna take.
I'm sitting here like,
and I'm gonna choke eventually. But yeah, I remember. I think, yeah, I have no idea. What is this? Cough down. Not funny. Cough down to the cough. But yeah, like I don't know. Like you said, we have people. I know some very interesting people, beautiful people, young people who can't meet people. So, like you said, it could be the internet world, just the option, the choice
changed.
But you also saw the choices aren't a choice. So it looks like thousands of people, but then it's like, oh, well, this looks like a convict. This person is like 5,000 miles away.
That's why I think it doesn't work. I mean, I'm sure, you've told me several times, oh, I've known this person who's gotten married and, all this kind of stuff. But I don't, overall, it seems really weird to me because somebody in a picture may look a certain kind of way that particular second, that particular moment, whatever. But I mean, if they walk into a bar, it could be a whole different vibe, a whole different whatever. And you're not taking that one little snippet, that one little moment of that person. So you're missing out on like the essence of everybody by looking at pictures and just kind of reading 2 or 3 words.
What catfish is like too, because people will sit there. Okay, here we go. This is people sit there and form relationships with those ideas. It's the idea, and it's a comfort zone, and they sit there with the ideas, and then they're all like, "Oh, I can't believe this person doesn't exist." It's like you knew the person didn't exist.
But you know what? Maybe that's part of it too. It's just that the expectation. I remember. Okay, I'm pulling from all these episodes for some reason. It's in my brain. But Chris has said that it's expectations. Managing your expectations can help with a lot of mental health issues, like especially stress from anxiety and things like that. And like the expectation you have of somebody is built off what you've created in your mind off of this picture and a few facts. So you don't even give the person a chance to be who they are because you've already decided who they are. And then it's almost like a letdown. You're not meeting you're not meeting my expectation. You don't care about me. It's like they're not even that person. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
It's messed up. It's a whole meat market kind of thing. It's transactional. It doesn't see people as human beings. And yeah, I'm not here for it. Wait, what did Adriel say? I was talking to one of my neighbors, and one of the things she said stood out to me is that we're all in this weird reckoning. Not quite the word I'm looking for. For what? In the Matrix. But then you see, like we said, like you do see those exceptions, or you do see those people who just, are just going about life, meeting people like at church or, at the
Yeah.
store. Like, I don't know, like people
The
still,
grocery store. That was so cute.
yeah, generational curses.
Yeah. So that frames a lot of your, dealings and opinions or whatever about relationships in general. Yeah.
Yeah. But now many of us realize that where they don't have to be. Yeah, exactly. They don't have to
What's
be.
the traditional sense?
Is that like where you stay at home? Because we had a
Like
conversation.
roles
Yeah, what is that?
or just a traditional relationship? Because now I think, I mean, I know it's.
But I want somebody to be proud to be around me too. Forget,
I'm proud to be around you now.
like, I don't want to be some, like, you know concubine. Like, I don't even know the word.
You trying to have babies?
Like, I don't want to be, like, you shouldn't have to be asking at this point, like, who I dated or if I date. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it should be like a part of my history. Many of us are digging it. Yes, we are. We're digging into the stuff. Yes. We're trying to find the root causes because we don't want to perpetuate this BS. It's not fun.
Monogamous. That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Mhm.
Married couples with kids.
We talked about that too, because it's like, okay, what are the other options?
Okay, so this is an unpopular opinion. It's not even my opinion. It's just an observation that I think is correct, but I don't know. So maybe tell me if I'm not viewing it properly or I'm not seeing it in full. But it feels like the more options we put on something, the harder it is to find any kind of, I mean, are we really looking for that partnership? Or is that just the last vestige of this traditional stuff that we're all sticking to? Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's not.
Connection. Like, that's what.
Well, I just think the more, okay, so we have the traditional relationship, like Adriel's talking about, from like the 40s, 50s, whatever.
Yeah, the nuclear family kind of
Cis
thing.
head family.
That's not even
male,
yeah, that was
right.
up.
But, so that's traditional or whatever.
Mhm.
I think the further, or my question is, do you think the further we go from that, now we've got basically any kind of partnership you'd like to have, with whatever gender, whatever. So we have all of those not options, but like different types of relationships. And then we have single people raising kids, whatever, like just everything about these relationships.
A village.
But it's so diverse or it's so different that it's hard to, like, do you think that finding that traditional partnership is going to be obsolete in a minute? Because you can have families where like you, me, and two other women are raising all these kids together. We can have poly relationships. We can have, like, there's so many things to have that maybe seeking that traditional relationship isn't going to be possible anymore.
Yeah. I said whatever meets your needs. I think it's whatever meets people's needs. And we were talking about it, I think, in the context of Black women and like success, and then like losing potential mates because of that. You don't, like that provider stereotype, like, oh, I can't provide for you, so what do I bring to the table? And it's just like, there's a lot. I mean, people are bringing. I don't think nuclear family is sustainable. Nuclear family is scary. Like, I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's supported. You're an extended family. You have your parents.
Now I do.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's a big difference because it takes a village.
It does. But you can't do it on your own. I mean, is that what Chad's trying to say?
I don't know. Oh, Chad, what are you trying to say?
Is the nuclear family the family unit, including like talking about just having a family you can't do on your own anymore? Or is it the romantic coupling or relationship that's holding the family together that isn't sustainable? Yeah, I agree with Adriel.
That
But I
makes
think, well, the nuclear family will be in the minority, but also, quote unquote, traditional dating will be even more impossible to accomplish if everybody's like, well, I can test
right.
this out, or I'm doing this, or
What's the
instead of
end
being
goal? When are you
forced a
satisfied?
couple, not grandparents, gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like, don't like a good chunk of people, that's what they do? How will that be? Why isn't it sustainable to be a husband and wife and their kids?
It's I think it's an illusion. I think a lot of people have the grandparents involved, the aunties and the uncles living together, especially in this pandemic. A lot of families can't
Living.
and
Yeah.
living together because it's not.
But
I have, and I think that's why I don't envy marriage because it is a job, and I have married friends in nuclear, and
mm,
they feel just as overwhelmed as I do being single
yeah.
because they're having all these responsibilities. They're moved out far away from their family. They don't have any
But
kind of support system, no friends and stuff, and it sucks.
but I feel like that's nothing new. So
Yeah,
I don't know about the. I think the sustainability. Yeah, what Chad has to say here. We're having kids later and later. There are going to be no grandparents.
yeah.
You know what I mean? There's going to be no. Um, I don't know.
I mean, they're living. I mean, I don't know. People also living longer. I mean, I don't know if they're living longer, but people also living. So I have no idea. But yeah, just it's that way, and people. It's just like with everything in the pandemic. People are realizing life is hard, and they don't want to deal. They don't want to deal with the things that they accepted in the past. And so I think that's the difference.
Yeah. I also think, okay, and this is me, like I feel like I'm having very, or at least it's coming to me like these very backwards views that are making a bit of
You put
sense
the judgment on it.
in this conversation. Oh, because I feel like this is a backward view
Okay.
of me to say gender roles, enforce them. That's pretty backwards. Like I don't, I mean, I'm pretty traditional in what I do and my chores in the family, like my role or whatever, not my
Yeah.
chores, but 'cause I ain't doing my chores. Um, but my role in the family is pretty traditional. Um, and I think when you deviate from that too and give, and this is, and I'm not supporting this, right? I think more options is a better thing. But I think once you have more options, you complicate things because you have to make a choice, and that's really hard to do. Um, but I think that that's what's complicating stuff is just too many options, too many
What I said
choices.
earlier, like about the apps and stuff, it's just too many choices, too many options. And it's like, what? I don't know. For me, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, it's like I know it when I see it kind of thing. I don't need to, like, when does it stop? Like, when are we just going to, like, I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I don't know. I
So,
don't know.
what's some, this must be a coaching session. Like, for next steps, what are some ways?
You ask me this right now. I'll give it to you.
We
What?
talked about the root causes and all of these different things. We talked about the landscape and everything. What are some things I could do to try to meet people in this crazy environment? I mean, obviously, I'm meeting people, but like,
Is it
how?
mostly via the apps, or
Yeah,
just,
all through the apps.
or is what's it like over there? Are
I
these
was
stuff
starting to,
open? Are people out?
I was starting to meet people in New York before I left in bars and stuff, but then the
Mhm.
pandemic hit, and
Shut it down. Yeah.
outside of Barcelona, I'm really not I'm really meeting people.
Maybe you need to go overseas.
That's always. I'm always going to be.
Get your Angela Bassett on.
Yeah.
Get that
Well, I
groove
don't know.
back.
You heard what happened with that in real life.
What? What happened?
He was DL. It was a whole thing. The real true story. Yeah, girl. It was not a happy ending. Allegedly, I don't know. Allegedly, because I need to go fact check. um, yeah, overseas may be a good thing, but then that doesn't mean anything. We have a lot of people from overseas here, so just keep.
I don't know. Like I have no way of making sense of how to meet people now. Like I don't. That's crazy.
I mean, I know the apps were. I guess it's more like the vetting process, like getting through beginning stages to say, okay, like I've vetted enough where it's not going to be wasting my time. Like I'm not going to be like waiting for my copay, trying to send an invoice, just things.
Got to go to billing for 2 days. It just takes forever. I think, I mean, if anybody's watching here too, I mean, probably not, but I think the main issue that I've observed would be the communication. So you are swiping right, left. The men are swiping right, left, or messaging is started, if it started, which is weird how you can match with somebody. This is why I know the volume is ridiculous, because you're matching with somebody, but you don't have the time to reach out and say something.
Yeah.
How many matches are you dealing with? You know what I mean? Like how, like
I had to block somebody because he was like, hello. First of all, I'm not even well, like, sorry, hello. Hello. How is your day? Like that usual. And it was like, oh, you must be busy. Oh, okay, I won't bother you. Okay, god dang, like at least wait a second. Like you don't know what people are going through. Oh gosh, you don't know what people are going through.
That's my husband.
Oh, he's terrorizing the kids.
Whenever it's bedtime, it turns into like, let's run and brush our teeth. It's like a big competition. It's like, that's not how you get kids ready for bed. They can be bouncing off the walls. They don't go to sleep for like 2 hours after because he got them running through the house.
That's hilarious.
I think though that did that person get like impatient that you didn't respond right away, or is that?
Yeah, people are crazy like that. And then, then there are also people who just match for their egos to be stroked, to be like, oh, this person.
You talked about that.
This person.
It never dawned on me that would be a thing someone would do.
Yeah. And then you get these odd requests like that you've seen. So it's really frustrating. It's disheartening. It is.
Does anybody here like feet?
Oh, yeah. I ain't the one. If you
No, but I'm like, what is? Because I want someone to explain to me what that whole thing is about. Like that's just
thing, yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Like people have no shame in making all kinds of requests. No shame.
That's the problem with the internet. I think that's the internet problem. Is it's sort of anonymous. Even if you have a profile and you're communicating, it's still kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Chad's like, no on the feet.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it either. And then you have the bots or people talking like bots.
Take that money.
Make that money, honey.
Mm-mm. People are paying, I guess. That's really odd. Let me have to look into this.
Yeah. My friend was reminding me that people get paid to send their used draws to people. People are jarring up.
No, ma'am.
I'm like,
no, ma'am.
What's an untapped market that I have? What's an untapped market?
I don't know. This is grossing me out very quickly.
And that sounds stressful too, because then I think it's like that possession thing kind of thing. Like these people think they own you because you're an object. The fetishization or whatever they call it. But yeah, I feel disrespected in half of the messages because I'm like, I'm not giving. You saw, if anything, you said I was giving bitter. Like, dang, like I'm not giving sex worker. Like, no offense if that's what you are, but I'm not. I'm fully clothed. Talking about I'm vegan and got cats. Like,
I don't want to lick your boots or whatever they're asking. I don't know.
Like, I'm just like.
I would be curious if you responded to somebody and was like, yes, I would do that.
Like, okay, what time?
Right? Address, time.
Let me know.
On my way. Or whatever they're asking. That's so ridiculous.
Be right there.
Well, we also talked about, I'm thinking back because I just re-listened to like our dating episode, like from last year.
Oh, I need to listen.
And it was just, I remember he saying something like, if men had done in real life what they did via text, via social, all these apps or whatever, like they'd go to jail. Like some of just the things they say, or like, here's a picture of my, like, I didn't ask for that. Nobody
Yeah.
asked for that. And I think you said something about like if we were on the subway and someone just whipped out their, here, look at this girl. Okay, cool.
But that's another thing on the subway. I don't know if
They probably do.
they'll rub up against you on the subway. They do that. Disgusting. I mean, sometimes you can't help it, but sometimes it's on, they have space.
And they're still up on you?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. People are sick.
That's not
What
right.
do I say? I hate people. But it is. We talked about this as well. Like, I feel like there is a benefit to some kind of companionship. It is grounding. It's I don't know. I feel like it's positive for me. So I'm curious about it and want to see what it's like, because I feel like it's been for my personality type and how I am. It makes me feel rooted and grounded and like there's more of me.
Secure, yeah.
Very in the me, ego, me, and it's like you think outside of yourself.
Yeah.
Well, this advice has been very great. I feel like I'm just on the
What
road.
advice?
Right, exactly. I'm on the road to success.
I don't know. I have never dated via the app, so I don't think I'm the one to tell you. I mean, I can tell you in person what like could be helpful, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
We can do that next time.
I really do think it boils down to communication
and just the energy and
yeah. But I also feel like it boils down to also like giving someone what they want or what it is they feel they need.
And if you want it too, like you can't force it. You can't.
Well, no, what I'm saying is kind of dark. Giving them like there's a hole in me. Let me fill you. In that hole, like giving you that validation. You know what I mean? And I think that a lot of relationships are built off that. What are you missing? Okay, well, I feel that for you.
Conflict that comes because it's like you're supposed to fill that hole. You're not filling that hole. I'm not a person.
But you know what? I also, I mean, all that is all good and well. We're all coming into this like awareness of ourselves, but I don't know that we're supposed to be whole by ourselves. You know, like, and that's
I'm whole enough.
But no, you're you.
Yeah.
And there's little spots here and here and here that your friends fill. There's little spots here and here. You know what I'm saying? Why is that a bad thing?
Otherwise,
yeah. I don't know why that's a bad thing. So I think when you meet somebody who you're interested in romantically, where they're weak, you need to be strong and fill that hole. Where they need if they need nurturing, you bring that nurturing. If you need security, he brings the security. And I don't think that that's so bad.
I think we're saying the same thing in different words. Like have empathy.
See, we don't communicate in the same way.
It's like I'm not here trying to like you need to be a whole person and like deal with your stuff. But yeah, like be there supporting the person, like encouraging them, helping them to be the better person they want to be, like or be the person they want to be. That's not.
But I don't think people are trying to do that. They're busy that transaction.
I think it's something that it's to come naturally. Like you're not trying to do it. You know
well, I think that, but when I say this goes back to playing the game, that's part of the game is identifying the weakness. And can I give you that? And this sounds bad, but this is like the bait. This is like the bait. Like, can I at least get you here to feel like I fulfill whatever need, and then you're bought in a little bit. Does that make sense? And now we can get to know each other.
Manipulation. The game. You need to start one of these courses.
I mean, it is a manipulation, but I feel like if you start talking about yourself, and the person's not the switch hasn't flipped for them, they don't care. They're like, okay, thanks.
Or something.
Yeah, they're not invested in your story.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm pulling all this out my ass because
I feel like
that's how I view it. I don't know.
There's lots of gaps, like companionship. Like, isn't that feeling a void? You can't self-companion.
I mean, you could try. Okay. That's when you talk to yourself before and after, and you cuddle. Oh.
Nobody's discounting that. It's not a zero-sum game. We're not saying like you can't love yourself and love other people. Like You can do both. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think I could, but
I I wonder about that though, because I think a lot has been made recently of this, love yourself, I am enough, um,
I think
building up of self. I don't know. Do you know
it's
what I'm saying?
necessary because people are such people pleasers, and like people lose themselves trying to please other people. That's the problem. And
Yeah,
so, like,
that is a problem.
codependency is rampant, and so that's why we have all this self-love stuff, but then it goes to the extreme, and it's like then it becomes like avoidant or whatever. It's like you still need people. People need people. I don't care where you are. We need
The
people.
expression when you said that, you're like, I don't care. This is what's going on. Okay.
People need people. They're the luckiest people. I'm just kidding. And I hate people. That's somebody who hates people talking. That's why I think
But you love people too.
But I think we Stormy on our Instagram lives mentioned it, and it's like for me, it's like it's harder to get through to me. It's harder for me to get to know someone and to break those barriers and tear down those walls and stuff. But then once I'm comfortable with that, then it's like I don't know. I'm not.
You're easygoing.
Yeah, I'm not this.
You're in the flow. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like a safety thing. It's like okay, I feel safe and comfortable being myself. Hey, Danny.
But so now that you've said that, I feel like that would be like from the male perspective, what I would try to provide to you to get you to be bought in. I would try to make you feel safe.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And is that
some guy had that on his?
Is that bad?
I'm like that sounded manipulative because you don't even know. Like,
yeah, you should be advertising it. I feel like you don't.
You the opposite of safety, man. You're using that to try to lure people in.
The opposite of safety.
Dude, what are you doing?
But I feel like that's kind of. I mean, that is manipulation. That's probably terrible. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah. Oh, we need to feel safe. Let me help you safety.
We talked about this too. It's like, how do you know reality versus manipulation? Because so many people are out there trying to, and I think, like you said, people are playing the game, and I don't think they do it intentionally. Like, I don't think they're out there saying, oh, I'm going to fill this gap. Oh, yeah, if I do this, X, Y, Z, got a game plan. But it's like, I read that as manipulation. So if somebody came up to me and was like, I'm going to fill this void or hole because I can tell you're obviously, you may not even be self-aware, but, and then it's like, no, like, cringe, you know?
I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I mean, it sounds like manipulation. It sounds terrible, but I feel like it's also.
It's like a job. If you look at it as a job, isn't that what they want? They have a vacancy, they have a need,
right?
And they
need a role that needs to be, yeah.
In order for it to thrive.
Break that down for me, because I know I'm a people pleaser, and I like that part of me. But just like, I don't know, if I see something is lacking in somebody, if somebody is sad, I want to cheer them up. If somebody needs help and doesn't understand something, I want to help them understand something.
That's what I'm saying. All that stuff is natural.
So why wouldn't it be natural to do that in a dating situation?
It should be, but I think if you're like strategically, oh well, this person look like I don't know, like I.
Why can't it be strategic though? If you know what you want,
like I don't know, that's manipulative. I feel like because I don't think like I was thinking like encouragement or something. I gas up my cats. Like it's not a thing I think about. You know, it's just like a natural thing that happens when you're around people. You want to enrich, you want to make them feel good. You want to help them, and it's like I don't know, make me feel good.
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, you knew what I was thinking.
I mean that too. You know, that too.
I feel like that's a whole different piece. I feel like
piece for sure. Yeah.
Like that one profile. I think I saw it today.
Wait, which one?
Are you looking for a second?
Yeah, are you looking for a second boyfriend or something?
Side piece, whatever. I'm him. It's like, okay.
That's the need they have. That's the void. That's their void.
Fill that void. What a thoughtful person.
Somewhere. That's all they want to do.
I don't know.
Any encouragement? Any words of encouragement?
Make you feel good. Make me feel. Um,
I'm checking on the rows.
no, man, it's terrible. This is terrible out there. At one point,
No way.
though,
Ain't no way.
how is it that you can see people who are like 9 miles away and like 9,000 miles away?
I don't know because my radius is 5 miles.
And these people are like in a whole other country, continents even. That doesn't make any sense. And someone else is in charge of that.
I say that I don't want to see them, but their money overrides my preference. So they
So
pay.
the person that's paying,
Yeah,
be boosted or whatever.
the person paying will have the greater rights. So they're able to say, "I'm in Philadelphia," even though it'll show like they're not actually in Philadelphia and they're 9,000 miles. Sometimes they can do it though, where it says they're
That
not.
doesn't even make sense.
I've done it before, and so you can kind of see like if I'm going to Berlin, and I'm like, "Ooh, I want to go to Berlin," and I don't risk, not risk, but I don't want to go up there and then risk like having to go out and meet people. Maybe I can meet some people in advance, and so then I go on there. Hey, I'll be in Berlin these dates, and you start talking to people. I was doing that before even we had that like on Craigslist. I remember going to London and just being like, I'm going to London, and this guy took me and my friend and showed us around. Like it wasn't anything sexual, but he just, he showed us.
Alive. We have survived the early days of Craigslist. We should be celebrated because we are still alive. Okay, misconnections and all kind of mess.
Oh, Craigslist. I was doing everything on Craigslist, making friends,
finding roommates, apartments. That was on that Worst Roommates show too. I would never pick a roommate, I think, off of Craigslist that I hadn't met in person. That was of the opposite sex. Like, I'm sorry. There's no man is gonna come into my house and just sight unseen, just move in.
There's nobody. Human being.
It was in Philly too.
I'm not surprised. Philly. This is a special place. This is
Philly.
Dang. So no words of encouragement, just Yodo.
I mean, the only thing I can say is, this is just keep living your life. I don't trust in these apps. I have real weird feelings about the apps. So just keep living your life
I think
people you're around. Yeah.
This is what I my thing, and I'm recording this, can stay accountable, whatever, is be on the apps, limit time on the apps, limit, engagement on the apps.
Don't pay for anything, please.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, we tried it out.
It's for nothing. They're just taking money.
Yeah, it's a scam. But don't invest a lot of time in it. You be open to it though. Don't dismiss it entirely. But focus on the passions, the music, the improv. Start actively participating in those activities and being around people, comedy, like being around people who like that kind of stuff, who are interested in the same kind of things, and then just building community from there and see where that goes. I think that's honestly the way.
That sounds more organic than just.
And that way, it's like you're not trying to put a square peg in a round hole. It's like you have something more to go by than attraction or
there's something in common. Yeah.
You never know. Maybe
how it used to be.
Comedy show. Exactly.
How it used to be.
Yeah. So I think that is the goal. So it's to focus on yourself, and then by focusing on yourself, building community through that. So I think that is the way to go.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And I think also just have fun. I think when it gets serious, maybe that's my advice. Is not to take everything. It's really not that serious.
Yeah.
Right. Like dating should be fun. Dating, and I think that when you get to a certain age or a certain level of accomplishment in your life, and people, there's again, it's the expectations. It's like, it doesn't have to be this serious. We can have a good time, go out 2 or 3 times. If it doesn't work, fine. But we had a great time.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as you didn't try some shady shit, like we're good, Yeah, and just take it for what it is. Reason, season. And go about it. Because I feel like the pressure. I think any situation where you put pressure or
Yeah,
have
well,
an
you know,
expectation, it never ever meets that expectation.
when I was younger, I felt like I was even scared to date because I put too much pressure on
Hmm.
myself. And so now it's more like enjoying the ride, enjoying the moment, and enjoying and just being in the present. And so I feel like if I'm in an improv class, I'm focusing on the improv, the thing that I'm doing. Versus back in the day, it would be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna join an improv class because there's probably gonna be some dudes there and meet these dudes." You know what I'm saying? Like, right, and that makes you more authentic to yourself, and which I would hope would make you more attracted to other people, just in by just being yourself. And so, and then with the music, so it goes. That's the self love, I guess. It's like
To focus the attention inward.
focus it inward to be more of your authentic self, because in being your authentic self, you're sharing your light with the world and able to find a more meaningful connection with people.
That's that goddess energy.
Yeah.
More
Always
introspective.
gets back to the self love, man. All right. Well, I'm going to be choking some more. So
On that pickle, the
I wish.
Philly dilly.
I got a pickle too. Great advice, y'all.
Aww.
Any final
I'm
words?
about to say, other than that, no, it's no. I don't know. I don't know.
All right.
I think next time we'll have more to talk about because there's a few
Yeah.
things on the list we didn't hit,
Yeah.
and maybe I'll get Sean in here. I don't know,
Yeah, we're gonna have Sean come, and then we're gonna get to the list, and
so
then
you can know
also
what really happened.
date on what self love activities I'm doing once I'm able to.
Get better.
Thank you. Thanks y'all for joining. Appreciate you all. Take care.
Bye
Bye.
bye.